Hey everybody, hope everybody's having a great day today. Today I'm going to talk about anxiety and sleep. Those are two things that I deal with, issues with I should say, and I just thought we could talk about a little bit and see if anybody else has issues like this as well. So with me, I suffer from anxiety. I have basically my whole life, and one of the issues I have is I get anxious about going to sleep. So when it comes time to go to bed, I'll get in bed and I'll be so amped up that I'm not going to sleep that I make myself not sleep. Now that's gotten better in the last couple of years since I started medication, but that is something that's been an issue for me. So I'll get myself so worked up that I'm not going to get a good night's sleep that I lay there most of the night not sleeping. And what happens when I don't have a good night of sleep, my anxiety now is much worse the next night. The less sleep I get, the worse the anxiety is. Now, I've read studies, correlations between the two, sleep and anxiety, and that seems to be a common thing. The less people sleep that suffer with anxiety, the more the anxiety is they're going to feel. So, and in my case, totally true. So that's a battle, if you have anxiety that's making you not sleep, so you don't sleep, and then now the anxiety is worse because you didn't sleep. That it's like a vicious cycle you get stuck in. Now, since I started medication, that's gotten much better. I go to bed and routines too. I go to bed at the same time every night. Even when I'm thinking I'm going to have a bad night, I seem to fall asleep. The medication's been amazing for that for me. So I don't have that as much. But if for some reason I do have a night that maybe I typically go to sleep now, but maybe I have a night where I wake up quite a bit and that sleep just isn't as good, the next day is a lot tougher for me with anxiety. For sure, even with the medication. Because the medication's not perfect, right? It isn't like it's a magic cure that fixed everything. It made things much more manageable, but it didn't fix everything. But anxiety and sleep has always been an issue for me. It's the worst part of my anxiety that I dealt with. I've dealt with anxiety my whole life, and I could be, it can make the days just really tough, panic attacks, everything else. But it was that nighttime anxiety that was the worst for me. And I would get so worked up that I wouldn't sleep, that I would have panic attacks. And I would have a panic attack that could last hours in the middle of the night. And it was horrible. That was the worst part about all of my anxiety symptoms, was the nighttime panic attacks and not being able to sleep, and then having to deal with the next day. And the next day, I just think about the whole day that I wasn't going to sleep that next night, and it was going to be worse, and I was going to... Yeah, I can't even tell you. I would get to the point where I would think that I was never going to sleep again, and it was just horrible. Thank God for medication, because it took me out of a deep, dark hole that I had gotten myself into, especially at the end there before I started medication. So anxiety and sleep. Sleep is so important for us people that deal with anxiety. Us people that suffer with this, sleep is so important, and it can be really difficult to get. So anyway, I just thought I'd share a little bit about some of the things I've dealt with anxiety and sleep, and how it can make things much worse if I didn't get it. But these days I'm sleeping and I don't have that like I used to have. So anyway, just a short little video here, guys. Hope everybody's having a great week. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.